Hello everyone, and welcome to the Seattle Seahawks Collaboration with myself and Lisa from Diamond and Stitches. But before we get started with that collab, I first want to say to all of my family and friends in the United States to have a very safe and happy Thanksgiving. I will greatly miss being with you guys and love you all to death. Also, I want to take this time to thank Lisa for doing this collaboration with me. Lisa is awesome, guys. If you haven't had a chance to see any of her videos or check out her channel, please do so. I will have all of that information linked down below in the description, so please take a look and say hello to Lisa. She is just wonderful, just wonderful. So we have 25 questions left in our Christmas tags, and we will be doing that tonight. Also, my custom is now completed, so I will be doing a full post review later, maybe sometime next week, and show you what this gorgeous painting looks like. It turned out beautiful. So by saying that, let's get into that video. So if you guys are new to the channel, a big welcome and howdy do. Hope you like what you see. If you do, please hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you join the family. And if you do decide to subscribe, please hit that little bell off to the side. That will indicate when I've uploaded my next video. This, guys, is a 40 by 70 custom painting from Evermoment, and it is of the Seattle Seahawks emblem. I really love the way the colors have turned out on this. I really panicked thinking that I was going to run out of colors, and I didn't. So, in fact, here is my bag. Let me just grab it. Here is my bag of 310s, and I have 2 of the 500 count bag of drills I still have not opened. So the 310s, they really gave me a lot of. Now, some of the other colors I did get really close of running out, but I'm so thankful I didn't. So now this weekend was actually a bye weekend for the Seahawks, so they did not play this weekend. However, Sunday, the Blue Bombers, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, played for the Western title, and they had to play against Saskatchewan and won. So the Blue Bombers will be going to the Canadian Grey Cup, and that is next weekend, and it's really exciting. I'm hoping the boys do well this coming weekend. I'm a huge fan of the Blue Bombers, but I'm also a big fan of the Hamilton Ticats, and they are the organization that the Blue Bombers will be playing in the Grey Cup. So it's going to be kind of hard for me because I'm like, I really like the Blue Bombers, but I like those Ticats too. So let's go with the first of 25 questions. And the first question, oh boy, I've got to straighten this. Jeez. Just not having a good day laying those down. Okay. Let's go with that first question. Okay, 25. No, we already did 25. So question 26. In which year you had the best Christmas ever? You know, I'm going to say this, but I don't know who wrote these questions up, but holy smokes. Okay. What year? I would say that would be 2004. That was the last year I flew home for Christmas with my boys. And what really made it memorable for me was that it was the last Christmas I spent with my father. Unfortunately, my father passed away, and when we went to go see him that Christmas, we didn't know that there were any issues as far as his health was concerned. And back then, there really wasn't. He passed away in 2013. But if I had known at that time that I really wouldn't have a lot of time to spend with him, I probably would have spent a lot more time going home and spending some quality time with my father, because I really do miss him. But at the time that we left in 2004, we went to spend Christmas with my father and my stepmother, and we had a great time. One of the things that I thought was really funny was that my father thought me and my two boys were a bit strange because we were running around in his house with t-shirts and shorts on, and everybody else was running around the house with sweatpants and a hoodie. But for us, it was warm because we came from Ontario, where it was pretty cold. It was like minus 10, minus 15 degrees, and then we went into an area that was, plus 38. And now minus 10 degrees for us in Ontario, that's Celsius. So I would say it was probably around maybe the low teens to maybe single digits. But still, it was really warm for us to be there. So we were running around the house with our shorts on and our t-shirts, complaining that it was too warm in the house. And my father was just like, "You guys are crazy." So I told him, I said, "One year you're going to need to come up and visit me and the boys in Ontario." And I said, "You'll understand why we think it's warm and you think it's cold." So unfortunately, he never did get the chance to come up and visit, but I think he understood. So that is my most memorable Christmas, and I do treasure that because of my father's passing. So question 27. From whom did you come to know about Santa at first? I'm going to say that's probably my mother or my grandmother. They always made Santa a big thing, and I can't really remember far enough back to say which one it was. I would say more towards my grandmother than my mother, but it would have to have been one of the two that started us on Santa. So question 28. Have you baked Christmas cake on your own? Now, that's an odd question. It depends on what they mean by Christmas cake. So to me, Christmas cake would be, in our family, it was German chocolate cake. And no, I never made a German chocolate cake on my own. My mother made that by scratch. So no, I never did make that. We helped her get the baked goods ready, but that is one thing she did not let us help her with. And it took her pretty much all day to make that cake. So no, and I would love to have that recipe, but I know if I called my mother now and said, "Hey, can you give me that recipe on that German chocolate cake?" she'd probably laugh and say, "Your guess is as good as mine." My mother was the type of cook that did not measure things. She just did it strictly by taste. And she pretty much passed that on to me and my sisters. That's how we cook too. So, but yeah, I would love to have that that recipe that she had or that she followed. But yeah, I don't think she remembers it now. So question 30. Cream cake, pastries, or fruit cake? Which is your favorite during this time? Definitely not the fruit cake. So for those of you that like fruit cake, I'm so sorry, but I just, yuck. I just don't understand how anyone could eat that. Not only is it super duper sweet, but I'm not really into the dried fruit. So that's, no, I just couldn't eat that. I don't think I've ever had a cream cake, so definitely not that. Although it's not that I wouldn't try it, but I have never had a cream cake before, so it'd be hard for me to say. So I would go more towards the pastries. Definitely the pastries. So, question 31. Have you ever met somebody special on the eve of Christmas? That's hard because, there's so many. My family I consider somebody special. And so we'd always go around 11 o'clock to the Lutheran University out in Tacoma. And we would have candlelight service there. And we would usually meet all of our cousins, our aunts, our uncles, on both my mother and my father's side of the family. So to me, that is very special. So yes, I would classify that as meeting somebody very special. So question 32, what is your plan this Christmas? Our plans, we spend Christmas with my husband's family. And usually Christmas for us is Christmas Eve. So me and my husband both work Christmas Eve and most likely won't get home until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Then what we'll do is we'll probably stay home for about a half an hour to an hour, enough time for us to have a cup of coffee and kind of wind down from work. And then we go out to pick up his mom from where she lives. She lives in a retirement home, and so we go out and pick her up, and then we drive out to his sister's place where everybody usually meets, and we have dinner out there and spend a few hours just spending some time with the family and kind of just chit-chatting. Sometimes we'll watch, see if there's any games going on or if there's a special show that somebody wants to watch. But we usually stay there until about 9:30, and then we take my husband's mom home for that evening. And after we drop off his mom and make sure that she's home and safe, then we go home, we take care of the dogs. We'll either have a cup of coffee or, a drink, sit and chit-chat for about an hour. Sometimes we'll turn on the TV and watch a movie or listen to music, and then we just go to bed. Christmas morning usually isn't that early for us because we don't have kids or grandkids that live around us, so we really don't do much on Christmas. Now, for me, I spend probably about 2 or 3 hours on the phone with my family, but other than that, that's about what we do on Christmas. Okay, so let's go with the next question. What is your theme color that you wear the most for Christmas? Oh, I would say most of the colors that I wear because of my job is black and dark gray, but usually around Christmas, holidays, I'll wear like a dark rose pink color or green, sometimes blue. Really don't have much of a theme. It just, it all depends on what we're allowed to wear at work. So, yeah, most of it's black jeans or black dress pants with either a dark blue or a dark rose colored shirt. So, yeah. So question 34. How do you decorate your house during Christmas? We have a small tree that we put on top of an end table. The reason why we do that is because the dogs, so that the dogs don't get into the tree. And we decorate the tree. We'll put, it's a big candy cane that's got lights in it hanging in our window. We have dark blue lights that also hang in the window. And then we have icicle lights on our outside of the windows. And that's about it. We don't have kids in the house, and we don't have any grandkids, so we really don't go all out decorating for Christmas. But if we did have grandkids, I would definitely be decorating. Oh yes. So question 35. Is there anything special that you do every year to decorate the interior section of your house? No, again, because we don't have children in the house, we don't have grandkids, we really don't decorate the house. But if we did, definitely would do a lot more decorating. So, question 36. What is so exciting about Christmas? I think what's exciting about Christmas is spending that quality time with your family, because usually throughout the year, everyone is really busy with their work or, doing things around the house or going on holidays. That Christmas is what brings everyone together, and that's what I find exciting. It's also a time to be able to reflect and have renewed hope, and that is one of the things that I enjoy most about Christmas. I don't particularly care for all the commercialized stuff in regards to Christmas, but when you can spend time with family and friends and just be able to, have that quality time and just enjoy each other, that to me is what Christmas is all about. Question 37. Which is the staple song that you sing every Christmas? There are two songs that we sing every year at Christmas time, and that would be Silent Night and Oh Holy Night. Those are the two songs that we always sang when we were kids, and I don't do it as much as an adult, but when I'm alone and or going to work, I have a tendency of humming that because it just reminds me of home and it reminds me of my family. So those are my two staple songs. So next question. Who comes to your home to celebrate Christmas every year? We really don't have anyone coming over for Christmas. We always are the ones that go. So, and again, we always spend time with my husband's family, who I really adore my husband's family. I love them to death. And I enjoy their company. I enjoy spending time with them. But I'm hoping that one year my oldest boy will eventually come out to Winnipeg and spend some time with us during Christmas. He's never been out to Winnipeg yet, so it will really be nice when he's able to do that. So next question. Do you donate anything on the occasion of Christmas? My employer has in the last few years signed up for a variety of different types of Secret Santas. So like last year we had 3 different families, and families usually consisted of a single parent with 3 or more children, and what we would do is we have like several different sign-up sheets, and we sign up for specific things that we want to either purchase or donate. And last year we had 3 families, and it was really fun. We pulled together, we got, like Christmas dinners, breakfast, I mean, just about anything you can think of. And there was a lot of food. I mean, a lot of food. Lots of toys, clothes that we can donate. One of our employees made hats and mitts, and it was great. By the time we were done collecting all the food and other gifts that we wanted to incorporate in the Secret Santa, we had like 3 truckloads of stuff, and I believe there was 8 or 10 of us that all piled up in 3 different vehicles with all the food and gifts, and we delivered them to these 3 families, and it was fun. We had a great time. So that's one thing that we did. Personally, myself, I donate to several different rescues out here for dogs and cats, and I also donate to the Humane Society. And then also I will donate some extra dog stuff at my local vet, and they really appreciate that because it really does help them out, especially this time of the year when it's really cold. So it's fun. It's something that I really enjoy doing. And there's a lot of people and animals out there that are in need, especially this time of year, especially coats and pets. They can be just as susceptible to this cold weather as we can be. And so a lot of times I'll go out and purchase like little paw mittens and stuff so that dogs can go outside and have their paws protected from the really icy cold weather. And again, depending on the type of animal, if they'll even tolerate wearing coats. It gets pretty cold out here, so so that's one thing I like to work with too, because animals, some animals, they get thrown outside and people just don't understand that they can freeze to death out there. So yeah, those are the things that I do. Okay, let's put that down there. Okay, next question. Which kind of charity do you do every year? Well, besides the Secret Santa from work, as I said, I like to donate to my veterinarian clinic, and I also like to donate to the Humane Society as well as rescue places. There are a lot of people out here that do rescues, and they really do need our help to provide like dog beds or cat beds, kitty litter, pet food, toys. And as I said, I like to get the little mitts for their feet because you just never know if they're outside and it's really, really cold out there. They really need that protection on their feet as well. So that's what I do. Okay, so next question. One thing that you never stop buying during Christmas. That would be candy and cookies. With my work schedule, I don't have a lot of time to bake, and I know my husband would love it if I would bake, but I don't. And one of the major reasons why I don't bake is because I know if I bake it, I'm going to eat it. So usually about 2 or 3 days before Christmas, I'll go out and buy like Christmas cookies or candy of some sort that I know my husband will eat, but I won't. And yeah, that's what I do. I always feel bad because I feel like I'm depriving him of, that sweet stuff. So I try to bring home something that I know he'll eat, but I won't. I know that sounds kind of weird, but if I don't like it, I won't eat it. I won't gain the weight. Okay, so next question. Okay. Is there any custom or ritual that you celebrate during Christmas every year? Since I've moved to Canada, no. But when I was living in Washington with around my family, every year we would go to PLU, which is a Lutheran university out in the Tacoma area, and they had the midnight candlelight service, and we did that every year since I can remember. So that was one of our family customs that we did when I was at home. And my family actually still does it too, so I'm probably, I know there's a few of us that don't go because we don't live in the area. So I believe there's probably about 4 of us that don't make it, but I enjoyed it. It was an hour long, so we would go at 11 o'clock at night. Service would actually start at 11, and then we would get out by midnight, and then we'd all pile up, go to my grandmother's for that rest of that evening. And my parents would always have a gift for us to open up, and of course they were always pajamas. So we always knew that if they allowed us to open up a Christmas present, it was going to be pajamas. Never failed. And then we'd go to bed, and then the next morning we'd all wake up, and there was a house full. There was my family, my aunt and uncle, and their 2 boys, and then I had 2 uncles, their wives, and their kids. So there was probably a good 15 plus people in that house. It was fun though. We loved it. And by the time we got home anyway from the service, we were too tired to actually sit and beg and see if we could get any more presents open. So yeah, once we got our pajamas on, then we were pretty much in bed by that time. But we usually got up around 6 o'clock in the morning, woke up the entire house. So yeah, we were little tyrants when we were growing up. We made sure everybody was up and at it at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then by the time we got up, ate breakfast, and opened up our presents and whatnot, it was probably around 10 o'clock in the morning, and we were all passed out on the floor. So we had a good time though. Next question. What is more fun to you, giving away gifts or being on the receiving end? I have more fun giving gifts than I do receiving. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love to receive gifts. That's not the thing. I just love to give gifts. That's always been me. I love to see how people react when they open them up and see how they enjoy it, I mean, that to me is much more satisfying than actually just opening up a gift. So I prefer doing the giving than the receiving. Next question. What do you usually wear during Christmas? Well, Christmas Eve, usually I wear a nice pair of slacks with, I have a really nice glittery dark blue sweater that I like to wear for Christmas or Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, as I said, we don't really do much on Christmas. Me and my husband just spend it together. Sometimes his son comes over and spend some time with us. And we pretty much just lounge around in our sweatpants and hoodies and just watch TV. So, yeah, that's our Christmas. Next question. Bright colors or light ones? What would you prefer the most? I like bright colors. So if this question is talking about like Christmas lights and stuff like that, I love bright colors. So the brighter they are, the more it's going to catch your eye. Lighter colors are fine too, but I do like those bright colors. Okay, next question. This year, with whom are you going to celebrate Christmas? Well, again, that would be my husband and his family. And hopefully one of these years, somebody in my side of the family will come up here. Most likely it'll be my sister because she's big on snow. She just loves it. And we keep teasing her because when we get a snowstorm and she's like, oh, I wish I was there. We're like, yeah, well, you know what? We'll get the snowblower ready for you and you come out and snowblow for us. She thinks it's great. And I'm like, oh, you have absolutely no idea how cold it can be out there. And to snowblow on top of it, nah, that doesn't sound too fun, does it? So, but my sister, oh, she keeps reminding me how much she loves the snow and that she wishes she was up here. Yeah, that would last probably about 3 or 4 days, and then she's going to want to go back home. So, yeah, it gets pretty cold here in Winnipeg, so there we go. Put that in there. Okay, so our next question, what does your bestie gift? Okay, this question doesn't make sense. I'm thinking what it's asking is, what does your best friend gift you during Christmas? The way it's worded doesn't make any sense. So, best friend. Well, I consider my husband my best friend. And we always save our gift giving for when we go to Mexico in the winter. So we really don't spend a ton of money in Christmas. Basically, the money that we spend for Christmas is, like food, getting a dish ready for Christmas Eve and stuff like that. We don't really spend a lot of money on gifts because, as I said, we go to Mexico in the winter, so we usually just put our money off to the side for that, and that's our Christmas present to each other. So we've been doing that for about 4 years, and we love going down there. So that's our Christmas present to each other, is going back to Mexico. Okay. That there. Next question. Have you ever made or prepared anything special during Christmas? One time I tried to make almond roca. That didn't work out. You have to know how to make that, and I'm not good at making hard candy or semi-hard candy, and ultimately it turned out like cement, and yeah, I didn't even serve it. I was afraid I was going to end up breaking everybody's teeth. It was so hard. But yeah, there was a couple of times, this was before I moved to Canada, but I had actually made Christmas dinner and had family over when I was living in Tacoma. So I loved doing that. Unfortunately, the house that we live in here in Winnipeg, it's too small to have too many people over. So we haven't been able to do anything like that, but that I enjoyed doing, is making Christmas dinner for my family when we were still living there. Next question. One gift you asked for from Santa and got it for real? Okay, I'm going to get a drink, guys, because I have to think about this one. One gift that I got, no, one gift that I asked for from Santa that I got in real life. I'm trying to remember. Because I have to be honest. I mean, really, when we were kids growing up, and ultimately this is how I found out that there was no Santa Claus. We used to take knives, really sharp knives, and we were able to open up our presents without my parents knowing that we could do it. Now, I know that's not being a very good child, and we should have been put on the naughty list many times. But we just assumed that whatever they didn't know was okay. And so my parents did the best they could with trying to get us what we wanted. And usually what they would do is they asked us to sit down and write a list of something that we want Santa to bring us. And we would usually get 1 or 2 items off of that list. The majority of the time was clothes, and we would get some toys, but the toys part of it is what Santa would bring us. The clothes and everything else was usually, you knew your parents got that for you. But yeah, I was 8, and my sisters and I, we broke into our gifts numerous times to see what was in there. So we knew at a young age that our parents were the ones that were buying us gifts. Now, some of the gifts that would be classified as from Santa was usually in my mother's closet. And yes, we would definitely go check it out. So looking back at it as an adult, I wish we hadn't have done that, because we kind of spoiled our own Christmas doing it. And kids will be kids, right? I mean, I don't know if any of you have ever done that, but yeah, we did that for about 2 or 3 years. I think we basically stopped doing it because it was really not that fun to know what you were getting and then have to fake that you're surprised in the end. So, yeah, I can't say that we were terrible kids, but yeah, we did things that we shouldn't have done, and that was one of them. So, looking back at it now, I kind of regret it. I wish that we hadn't. So, okay, so now we're at the last question. And that is, what do you prefer to eat on the eve of Christmas? Turkey. Anything, actually. I love turkey. I always have. It's always been a big staple in our families in regards to Christmas and Thanksgiving. Usually, if we have turkey on Thanksgiving, we would have a ham on Christmas, or vice versa. So it just depended on what my mother decided to make, and also if we were living around family, we'd all pack up and go to family too. So we had a variety of different types of foods that we ate during Christmas and Christmas Eve. And I have to say, I really love the variety of different types of food. My husband's family, they have ham, they have turkey, and some family members will make like Swedish meatballs and a whole variety of different types of food. And that's one of the biggest excitements of Christmas, is having all that food and being able to test everything. So, but my all-time favorite is turkey, because you don't really have turkey very often. So when you do have it, it's so, so good. And nothing like having a cold turkey sandwich the day after. Just nothing like it. So everyone, that was the last question in the Christmas tag questions for me and Lisa. So I'll be speeding up the camera, inserting some music, and finishing up this painting, and I'll be right back. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and the music, and I just wanted to say thank you for spending some time with me tonight and with Lisa on this Seattle Seahawks collaboration. Also, if you like the video, please give it that thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. If you didn't like the video, I'm totally okay with that. But please let me know down below in the comments what you didn't like about the video. That way it helps me improve my videos in the future. Also, again, if you're new to the channel, a big howdy do. And if you like what you see and you like what you heard, please hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you join the family. Also, again, right beside that subscribe button, there is a little bell. If you click on the bell, that bell will indicate when I've uploaded my next videos. So by saying that, everyone, please be safe. Those of you that live in the United States, have a wonderful Thanksgiving and have a wonderful rest of your evening. Again, my name's Jene. Thank you for spending some time with me tonight on the review. We'll talk again real soon.